Folks, it's day 17 of the great government nap, and the Senate's still playing hot potato with funding bills like a bunch of toddlers fighting over the last juice box. No votes today, but hey, they've got until Monday to pretend they're adults again. But enough of the drama. Let's dive into that AOC Sanders CNN town hall from 2 days ago. I was going to splice in clips and roast them live, but honestly, who'd want to endure that audio assault? Consider this your mercy Cliff's Notes. Paraphrasing the dynamic duo, Republicans are mustache-twirling villains who hate puppies, sunshine, and especially you, the little guy. They're refusing to negotiate, forcing the shutdown to strip away your precious ACA subsidies and watch the world burn. Reality check, Patriots. Neither team in Congress is exactly earning their taxpayer-funded spa days. Yeah, House Speaker Mike Johnson and the GOP tossed out a clean continuing resolution. You know, the boring kind that keeps the lights on at current levels while everyone chats it out. But nope, Chuck Schumer, Bernie, and the Dem Squad shut it down faster than you can say hypocrisy. What is AOC even doing here? She's about as relevant to this as a bartender at a Morbin Tabernacle. This is Senate turf, sweet cheeks. The House already passed the CR without your help. Why don't you go whip up a couple of Manhattans and let the adults talk for a while? It's been 9 months since Trump swaggered back into the Oval. And sure, they've had distractions like, running the country. But this should have been hashed out ages ago. AOC and Weekend at Bernie's whining that Republicans won't negotiate? Color me shocked. Especially since the ACA subsidy expiration they were boo-hooing about was baked right into the Democrats' own Inflation Reduction Act, passed without a single GOP vote. No auto renewal? Blame your own party, folks. Truth bomb. Both sides share the mud, but there was a clear path to dodge this mess, and the Dems opted for shutdown theater as leverage. Now we're all paying for their poker face with federal workers missing paychecks and programs on the chopping block. To be honest, I welcome these cuts. Our government's as bloated as an NFC North fan on a Sunday evening. Top Bears. Then AOC drops this gem. I will not accept a measly one-year extension of the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. There it is, unmasked. This ain't about you, the furloughed Fed, or some noble quest for universal Band-Aids. The GOP didn't just offer a clean CR, they dangled a full-year subsidy extension. That's your hard-earned cash propping up Obamacare exchanges to keep them affordable. Democrats? Nah, not enough. They want the moon or bust. Then Bernie chimes in. If Trump wins this fight, our healthcare system could well collapse. Wrong again, Bernie. Expiring subsidies might hike premiums for 7 to 10 million folks, sure. But collapse? That's doomsday drama queen level. Even your buddy John Fetterman spilled the beans. This shutdown is exactly what Dems crave for leverage, and those subsidies were designed temporary on purpose. It's all a game, and you're the pawn, people. Then Caitlin Collins had the audacity to ask if this whole circus ties to AOC's not-so-subtle eyeing of Chuck Schumer's Senate seat in 2026. Cue the meltdown. Outrage poured out like a cheap beer at a kegger. I'm bending my no-clips rule just this once.
But are you saying that Senator Schumer should not be worried about a primary challenge from you?
All right.
No.
Let me jump in on this one. This is
what we're talking about.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
This is what we're
you have a
talking
country
about.
that is falling apart. We have a housing crisis, a healthcare crisis, an education crisis, massive income and wealth inequality, a corrupt campaign finance system, and the media says, "Oh, you're going to run. What are you going to run for?" Nobody cares. Let's talk about that issue, not her own political future. She'll decide that.
Jesus, Bernie, slow down. You're going to have a heart attack on stage. Smokescreen alert. This is a classic Marxist playbook, AOC and Bernie style. Stir up envy between the haves and have-nots. Promise the proletariat, that's you, worker bees, will topple the bourgeoisie, evil rich folks. And boom, revolution. But spoiler, even if you quote-unquote win, some new elite fills the void and you're left with breadlines. The globalist shtick has funneled more cash to the top 1% than any GOP tax cut ever did. Bernie tried to claim that the Republicans sent $1 trillion to the top 1%. Sorry, Bernie, your math ain't mathin'. The Tax Cuts and Job Act, the Trump tax cuts, might result in that figure over the course of 10 years to the top 1%. However, that represents 1/4 of the entire tax cut, meaning 3/4 of the tax cuts were sent almost entirely to the middle class. And the one big beautiful bill, that makes these middle class tax cuts permanent. And expanding Obamacare to all, try another $30 to $40 trillion over a decade with zero promise of better doctors or shorter wait times. The shutdown standoff, it's their union boss tactic to force negotiations. Too bad they're facing GOP history buffs and the dealmaker-in-chief Donald Trump, the guy who literally wrote the book on winning talks. They do not trust President Donald Trump to negotiate in good faith and end the government shutdown. And then there's AOC. They believe that women are inferior, that LGBTQ Americans are subhuman, and they circulate disgusting racial and white supremacist messaging. Back at it again with the baseless race baiting. Zero proof, just vibes to rile up the emotion-driven crowd who see phantoms of oppression everywhere. It's Marxist 101. Divide and conquer via feels, not facts. Reality? Trump got elected partly to shrink the bloated government beast, and this shutdown hands him a golden ticket to do it. Trimming fat without endless congressional bickering? Sure. Advocates judges will throw tantrums and injunctions, but those will climb to the Supreme Court and win on the merits, saving us billions. Distrust? Pot, meet, kettle. Dems have zero evidence for their paranoia, just like their white supremacy fairy tales. There you have it, Equalizer fam. The town hall in a nutshell. Progressive posturing meets reality rejection. As the shutdown drags on, remember, it's not about helping you, it's about power grabs. Stay equalized, stay skeptical, drop your takes below. I'm the Equalizer, and truth just had its moment.